Episode.
We are here having a great podcast for the first episode. Our topic today is, can you trust AI with your marketing?
It's a great topic, and I think there's a question before that: can you trust anyone with your marketing? Well, I don't know, but if you're going to use AI, you're going to accelerate whatever you're getting.
Yep.
And so if you're not trusting or able to brief and use anyone for your marketing effectively, you start whacking AI on top of that, you're going to go off track faster, further,
Absolutely.
and burn more money.
Yeah, and should you let AI do your marketing, it takes that human factor out of it. Like AI is a great tool, but when it comes to really connecting with the audience and the people, especially even in AI, to do with IT, you've got to have the human in there, otherwise it's very imbalanced, isn't it?
It's funny, even because with IT, people often think they dehumanise IT, but actually, from what I know about your world, the most problems are caused by the humans.
Absolutely. It's a great assistant. We've used it a lot over the years to make things quicker, smoother, faster, but someone still has to go back and look at those lines of code or those lines of instruction, otherwise it's all gone. I think we've used ChatGPT and stuff like that, and you would have used that in your marketing, and you find you can put a topic in there and it knows nothing about it, so you've still got to have that human factor.
Well, even better, if it doesn't know about it, it'll make something up.
Absolutely.
Who's that going to help?
Yep. Last check, we had AI was 2 years behind. So as well, you're asking these questions that you might want this, 2025, 2026 information, and we're only getting 2023, which is very dangerous when you're looking for factual information.
Well, in March they actually opened it up.
Okay.
So ChatGPT later versions. So if you're on the later version, but if you don't use it, you might be, raking over old coals. But if you do ask it now to review a website, so we use it frequently for things like new prospect rings in. They want to know, how they are positioned relative to their competition. We can actually use a few choice prompts that would say, I'm a marketing manager working for this organisation, domain name here. We compete primarily with these 3 other organisations. Can you go through and look at their websites, not in reality, but just what's on their website, and tell me what's the same about us, what's different about us, do you think we're better value? You can actually ask these qualitative questions and you'll get an opinion back. You have to go and validate it, but it's a good starting point.
That human factor again, right? AI is a great tool. Do you think that's sped up the trends in marketing with AI? Do you think that's helped you as a job to really get through some of that nitty-gritty stuff and then have that raw data and conversations with people?
Yeah, I think we can help colour in conversations quicker.
Yep.
We can scan the market far faster. I think you can leave less stones unturned.
Absolutely.
And we can really help people feel like we've covered the bases quickly, which means for the same kind of price, we can give better and broader advice, but we have to distill it quicker, because what you can create is, I used to work with a consultant, you talk about flair and focus. So at the start of a project, we want to flare out and put our arms around everything, and then we want to pick out of that the priorities, and that takes a person to go, actually the 3 things that matter most right now is this, this and this, let's pull them out.
And data in and data out is so important as well. That's the biggest risk we have as IT is people are using these confidential data documents, these clauses, these contractual documents, and giving it to ChatGPT and just letting this data go out to the internet, which means everybody else can get a huge red flag and risk.
Absolutely. So one of the topics of interest is whether AI builds or breaks trust. And the thing that I'm seeing, certainly in the hands of an enthusiastic amateur, is if we're relying on the AI, what we're starting to see is just confetti, a flurry of activity. And I don't think it builds trust with our audience, or in our case, the marketing agency, our clients, customers or audience, if we're disrespecting them and we're just fire hosing
generic,
irrelevant,
generic.
It's just too much vanilla ice cream, and there's just no flavour in that. There's nothing to latch onto. There's no purpose. But we've ticked the box for the boss. Hey, we've done all that. Good. Oh, good. We did 10 posts last month. Great. What needle moved? There's no value in that at all, and we do see a lot of that, and we're seeing that it sort of muddies the water for, say, SEO and organic search results. You're now competing with so much more content. But ultimately, you're not doing it for Google to read it and show it to someone. You're doing it for a person,
for a human, a real
to click
human,
through and learn something.
To actually learn and be in compliance too. We find a lot with compliance and risk and governance that they're fitting these molds, but no two businesses are the same, no two industries are the same. So these people are using AI to generate proposals and documents that says, you need to match health laws or finance laws or whatever. And mum and dad are a small home business at home, just trying to get ahead, just trying to learn more about, AI and Copilot and all those kind of things. So it's a real risk that where the marker falls on this giant industry is a scary thing.
What would you say if someone said, well, can't I prompt for that? Can't I ask it what I need and then get it to check the regs?
You can absolutely say go and check the regs, but you have to know what the regulations are to see what it's come back with truthfully and untruthfully. We use a great piece of terminology in the world. We use the E8 compliance scale, which is from the Essential 8. It's from the Australian government. It's a framework. It's wonderful. It's got a bunch of compliance in it, but it doesn't meet any other country's standards. So when these AIs go out to the world and look at different things, they don't all match up. So it's like, where's that needle in the haystack? You've got to go find it yourself. And that's, again, AI is a great tool, but not necessarily removing that human factor.
Yeah. The other thing about it too is one thing we see from a marketing perspective, there's a bit of a report came out saying that 80% of B2B businesses, it was focused on service industries, so I think professional services, 80% of them were non-differentiated. Technically,
it's a scary,
non-differentiated.
Yeah.
They're all the same, right?
Yeah.
And you go, well, what does AI do? One of the challenges for people is trying to use AI tools to do marketing that's going to help them stand out.
Absolutely.
It's not going to work because the role of AI is to give you the next most likely expected outcome.
And with these time poor office managers, EAs, business managers, what is the right fit for AI for them? Like how do you use AI at YDS to give you that time back in your day?
Yeah, absolutely. So we would use it to understand who the competitors are. We would want to use it to review how they're talking to audiences. Then from that we would select for ourselves what we think fits. But then we have to go back to who our client is, and if I'm working in an organisation, what is you might go all the way back to mission, values, vision for the organisation. You then go through your own unique selling points. Which products are we talking to? And go deep and hard after those things that make you different.
Yep.
Rather than really stepping it out. Yeah.
And AI can really help with that. It can put the words in your mouth, or it can change some of that phrasing, because you know your core value, you know your core mission statement. You're a part of that business as an office manager and executive assistant.
Yeah.
But it can help spread that idea bigger and broader than you could have before, really, really quickly, and iterate over and over and over again.
Yeah, absolutely. So we would do that also where when you get it back, often the corporate documents are quite vanilla, especially working for a staid, safe, tightly regulated industry. You can still ask it to add in a bit of spice, but maybe put some caution words in. And one of the things that we will do for some of our larger clients is actually build out quite deep and purposeful personas. So we actually seek out to inform the AI tool we're using. It could be any number of them, but we give it a very specific persona of the customer we're trying to reach with this message, the hot buttons we're trying to push, and the thing we want them to do, and we can put that into a project folder or whatever it might be. So instead of getting as much vanilla out, we're starting to get a few...
very integrate back to that actual organisation. And I guess from our side, some red flags we absolutely have is, where is that data going? So as we keep using these tools now to get to that broader audience and whatever, where does that data live? Where does it sit?
Yeah.
How long is it living there for? Customers and clients that we've had that came on this journey, they're like, oh, I didn't realise my data's going to America to a data centre. It's going to Singapore to a data centre. Russia to a data centre.
Yeah.
They don't know where they're putting this information, but they shouldn't be afraid of that. It's great learning, and we have some great tools that are all based here in Australia too. So
do you find then the privacy policies and some of those other aspects, you would help a client to notify users of their website that data is going to follow? What would be an example?
Yeah, so we have some really simple tools that we work through, and just simple conversation stuff. It's like you need to tell the people you're working with that we are using third-party processing stuff. This stuff's been around for years. We used to use it when we used commercial shops to do white labelling of phone calling and all that sort of stuff. You say, well, your data's getting processed over here, and now it's just about saying we use AI and we use technology to talk to your data, or we give it data to look at risk and compliance and that sort of stuff.
Are there any tools you'd recommend, especially for the office professionals that might be listening? Do you have any tools that you'd suggest they might use that they can maybe corral where that data is going to flow and the data set is going to interrogate?
Absolutely. We love Microsoft Copilot because Copilot is built in that Microsoft ecosphere. And look, not every office professional or business is going to use Microsoft, but I think the last statistic was 90% is Microsoft, 10% Google, and it comes up and down. We love the two big players in the market. That's all that's there.
Yep.
But because Copilot keeps all of its data within that Microsoft ecosphere, within SharePoint, Teams, OneDrive, all the stuff that's already in this bubble, it means you can secure it and make sure it's only your organisation that gets to touch the puppy and play with it, which is my favourite part. So you don't have the worry around it, but you get all the rich features. We've got executive assistants, admins, using it to look at directors' emails and flag stuff before they even have to look at it. So, it'll come in as urgent and it comes up nice, big and red to go, hey, you need to action this email for Steve or Joel or Terry, so, yeah.
That saves a ton of time. I've just got a tool doing that myself, and it's funny how it's not even the job of flagging the emails, is actually the reduced mental overload.
Absolutely. Put some time back.
Instead of having 50 emails, I know I've got 5 to worry about. It just actually frees your head up to...
Unless you work through blocks of things at the same time. So you might get a ton of emails around a project, it'll categorise them or put them together. So I can dedicate time and effort to this, and then you can get up and walk away and come back. Yeah, really simple stuff, which is good. Well, I guess final takeaways from all of this is you can't take the human element out of AI. Whether it's the person putting the data in or the person pulling the data out, you have to have a human element.
Yeah.
Use
in
it
the
for,
loop, isn't it?
Oh, in the loop.
Human in the loop.
Absolutely. Use it for volume. Use it for really bulk content. Use it to get rid of some of the cannon fodder at either end of the scale and bring that back into manageable workflows that, again, that human element gets to sift through. Use it to get rid of the boring, dry work that you don't want to do.
Yeah. I think also we've found it really effective for checks and balances. So seeing that things have or haven't been done, it's good for those eyes on what's happening. But from a marketing perspective, keeping the spiciness in your messages, making sure you're cutting through to someone. A lot of us in our marketing are just trying to demonstrate we can do the things we say. Actually, let's talk about the things we do really well that others don't do.
Are you marketing to man or machine? You're marketing to man, aren't you? You're marketing to a human that's got to sit on the other side of this. I guess our big point in IT is keep sensitive data out of the machine. That's still a personable, person needs to go and keep that corporate crown jewels where you should have them on your head.
The last little comment from a marketing side, I'd say, is we have a little rule around even blog writing. Any of us can throw out a 1,000-word blog in a minute, right? That sounds like a superpower, not if no one wants to read it. But we have a small principle, which is if an organic organism, a human's going to read it, then an organic organism has to mostly write it.
Absolutely.
If you're actually just writing for Google and SEO reasons, then it's probably okay if you just get most of it written, but checked by a person. And so, look, there's a lot of moving parts to it. So I think at the heart of all this is if someone listening is having trouble with it, they should reach out. We'd be happy to help and sort of give them a good steer.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Blake.